Drew, you killed this shit.
What it do, what? It's your boy Hollywood Mike T, aka Multi Man T, aka Mike T, and I'm here with my main man King Mel, and this is another episode of In the Four Corners of Wrestling. Foes up, quads down. You already know what it do. What's up, King Mel? How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm excited to talk about some wrestling.
Hey, man. Wrestling. Just a couple of weeks ago, everybody was complaining about WWE. Um, and they still complaining about WWE, but they complaining a little bit less. It's not as loud as it was before. But before I get to WWE, ooh, yes, sir. Let's talk about AEW. Mm-mm-mm. I see that the Death Riders and the Young Bucks is teaming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they're teaming up because they're both heel groups. Since you are an AEW expert on this show, you know everything about AEW. You still watch it. I dabble in every now and then. I might watch it a little bit here and there. It's a little bit too much going on for me. Um, Mercedes and Tony Storm, they fake made out. I don't know what it was they were doing. It was kind of freaky. Um, what is going on in AEW, man? Let me know what's going on. Give me the AEW rundown, man.
It's a lot going on over there. Like you just stated, you got two former world champion and the world champion. I don't know if they was biting arms, kissing each other. I ain't know what was going on, but they did it. First, it went from eating steak to fake making love on national television.
Tassie Blackheart said she would go there because you could totally make out there.
This is also a woman that wrestled in her wedding dress, so
Point taken. Point taken.
let's see what else. Death Riders with the Young Bucks. It's kind of weird seeing them together, especially with the fact that the Bucks is not. For all these years, you gotta think about it. The Bucks was with Kenny Omega,
Mm-hmm.
so them doing this stuff like to Kenny, especially like with the Okada stuff, the Death Rider, and all types of stuff like that. It's just kind of weird to see. At least that's my take on it. But I definitely am glad about the as we pointed to last week about Okada and Kenny and both of them defending their title going into All in Texas is actually becoming merged and they created a new belt for it.
Oh yes, yes, yes. The unified championship.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like one of the women's championship, but a bigger version of it. Um, it do look like one of them. I can't remember which one it was.
No, you right. I'll tell you which one it was. It's the AEW first women's design champion.
Yeah, that small belt that look like they
That
sold it at Walmart in the toy section. That belt was horrible. But I mean, I know it's more in AEW going on. Who are some stars in AEW? Who's shining right now?
that match between Ricochet and Swerve,
Okay.
that was a great match. And I'll say this one last time because if you did catch my short, I did say, hey Tony, cut this time limit drawer out. I'm tired of time limit drawer. We seen it with Daniel Bryan. We seen it with MJF. We seen it now with Will Ospreay. Like, cut this out. And these are people that I just named that had multiple time limit draws as far as AEW goes. Kenny Omega is being one of them as well.
So let me ask you this question: where's their women's division at right now? Like, what's going on there other than Tony Storm and Mercedes Monet?
Well, you got Cam. Damn, is it Cameron? I want to say Cameron, and then you got what's called the wife that just returned, Taya, Taya Conti.
Okay.
She just made a return after having a baby and things to that nature. Sammy Guevara's wife. Like I said, you got Cameron, you got Anna J. They're together, and then Megan Bain. She's still very impressive. Sure, right now, like they still introducing her to this type of group and crowd. But honestly, I feel like one day if they get everything all together, she'll be a big time player for that company if they can play their cards right.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this question. What do you think? I think I might ask you last week, but things change weekly, you know. It's wrestling, it's life. Life be lifing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the Hurt Syndicate?
Nation of Domination 2.0 is what they are right now.
Just
They
in
got
suits.
they got their Owen Hart or the Nation of Domination before they was all you know all looking like us when they used to have guys that was like Crash and all these other dudes that was in there. Even the lawyer was white. So that's all they are right now. It's not a bad group. As I pointed to last week, Shelton Benjamin, I feel like should have just won an ROH champion, and then they could have moved into this Hurt Syndicate stuff by around this time.
You know, I also think that when Bobby Lashley finally turns on MJF, because that's what's going to happen, because he looks like he's getting annoyed with him already. When he finally turns on MJF, that's going to be a huge moment in wrestling, especially for AEW. It's going to be a good moment for them to have for their history. Um, I got a question. I got another question for you. Where is Jungle Jack Perry? Jungle Boy. Where he at?
The
I,
scapegoat,
yeah, where is he?
I don't at this point I don't know. That's a great question because if the Bucks is teaming with the Death Riders, there's a possibility that he can make a return and course Adam Page the title
Mm,
against Moxley.
mm.
But then again, I don't know because Swerve and Will Ospreay just went to a time limit draw. So the winner of that match was supposed to face Moxley for the title. But they went to a time limit draw, so will that become a triple threat?
Ooh. Tony Khan gonna do everything he can to get Will Ospreay in the main event. He's gonna do everything he can. He's gonna make a time limit. He's gonna make it no DQ. He's gonna do whatever he can do to make it to make that guy Will Ospreay in there. Um, at this point with AEW, this is the 6th year, right?
Something like that. Yep.
I think this is the 6th year. What do you think that they could do better?
It's just telling more of a story, I feel like the story arc of it sometimes gets lost with the impressive wrestling. Like they be having great wrestling matches. Don't get me wrong, they have great wrestling matches, but what's remembered as for me as a fan is the story leading up to that great match.
Yeah, I think that they they have a company full of people that can do 60,000 moves. Like they have so many athletes there that can do so many things in that company. It's just the storytelling lacks. Like some of the times, like I don't know what's going on, and that's why I can't fully watch it. Because say what you want about a WWE program, but if you watch a WWE program one week and then the next week you don't watch, that third week that you go back and watch, you're still going to understand what's going on. You might not enjoy it as much, but you're still going to like it. AEW, if you don't watch it from week to week to week to week, you have no clue what's going on. Every
Yo,
week, I watch the show. I used to, and shoot. Sometimes every week you watch the show, you still don't know what's going on. You be like, hold up, how is this? Why is this group called the Ops?
It's just funny because AEW has this thing where it's like from like you just stated, from week one, a guy fights somebody, then you'll think it carry over to week two, and then
Mm-mm.
by week three comes, apparently he started fighting somebody else.
Both of them fighting somebody else.
Like, and you like, wait a minute, didn't y'all just start something just 2 weeks ago? Like, what I missed? And y'all ain't even have a match yet. Like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't get it sometimes. That's the one thing I think they lack. I think that from a production standpoint, they're pretty good. They have a good they've pieced it together the way they needed to. Um, but I just think the storytelling. I agree with you, man. The storytelling got to get better. Once they get better storytelling, I think that that company can flourish. But they don't get anybody invested. Where's Chris Jericho?
Wherever he at, thank God he ain't here.
Yeah, he's about to be in WWE.
Thank
He's just
God
gonna pop up,
he do.
break the world's down. This is gonna pop up one day. They're not gonna promote it or nothing. We're not gonna know. It's gonna come out of nowhere. But speaking of nowhere, out of nowhere, I'm sorry. Trick NA. Ooh, we know King Mel watches TNA, and again, this is another one of those shows where I'm just gonna let him just tell us all about wrestling. I do not watch TNA as much as he does. What is going on in TNA? I know Trick is the championship. He got him a little crew now.
Mm-hmm.
With my main man AJ Francis. Ooh wee. And I just want to know what is going on in TNA, man. From the
Trick.
bottom to the top, from the rootin' to the tootin'.
See, with me right now, it's a lot going on with TNA because you got to remember they are still kind of at war with NXT.
Mm.
But to see Top Flight, especially AJ, who was called Top Dollar in WWE, go with Trick Williams right now, I found that very interesting. It's a few things over at AEW. I mean TNA, especially with like the Tessa return. That I'm still upset about that. I won't be. It'll be a while before I won't. But yes, not saying that she's not playing the character well, because she is being a heel, kind of like their Charlotte Flair in that company. At the same time, Leon Slater, man, that's the guy that you want to be on the lookout for, who's about to have a big match against Moose on July 20th at their next pay per view.
What's my man name that used to be in WWE do the dancing? Rick
Which,
Swan. Where is
oh,
he?
that man got to put a bottle down. He be tripping.
Oh man.
He
I thought
used
he
to
was
be
gonna
with
be
AJ. He used to be with AJ Francis, but he got to get his act together, man.
what about the Rascals?
The Rascals are still there.
Okay.
They do their thing from time to
Are
time.
Jeff and Matt still the champs?
Mm-hmm. No, the Nemeth brothers are the
Oh
champs.
yeah, the what's
Yup.
the name of them? The Spirit Squad.
He called them.
Spirit Squad 2.0. They should come out with green. That's why they should troll. They should troll WWE. If they have them in NXT, they should come out in green and white.
I don't think. I don't think Nick Nemeth is gonna go back to NXT.
Well, he ain't got no choice if they under a partnership.
I think he does. I think he does. I think few wrestlers don't have a choice, but I think he's one of the ones that do have a choice.
So say his name and he appears. He don't got a choice. Do we got a choice? No.
I feel like yes and no. Just to make it clear, Randy Orton is the one that came out and stated that he did want to face him
Yes, I
after he
heard that
couldn't
too as well.
face Kevin Owens. And I think he made that choice to go, all right, I will take this position, even if it was like for 5 minutes. He did make an impressive impact as far as that goes. Like, no pun intended. He did make an impressive impact. Randy Orton even did steal his signature taunt. which was the turn around, look in the camera. So it was like, all right, he made a big enough impact, and fans enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Fans
I
enjoyed it.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I wish it could have been other people, but I understand.
Yeah, because I remember before the show. Yeah, all right. If he show up and all types of now look at him. Joe Hen.
Joe Hendry, you know who I want? This is I'm going off kind of on a tangent, but you know who I want to get to his level of success, and he was almost there, but he signed with AEW.
Who?
You know who?
Let me know. Who? Are you talking about Switchblade?
I'm gonna do it again.
Dan Housen?
Yeah, that's my man, Danhausen. Yeah,
No, he's a.
he
I feel
should have.
like he should go to TNA.
He could be. He could have been Joe Hendry.
I feel like he should go to TNA. Actually, see the one thing about TNA between WWE and AEW that they got is TNA is like the best of both. They have good storytelling, good wrestling, bad production.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Good storytelling, good wrestling, bad production. Like TNA story, like you can still understand if you even if you skip a week, you can still understand why it's leading up to the point that they're leading up to. You can understand why the matches are good, but it's the fact that you can't find it as a wrestling fan if you don't know what you're looking for.
Hey man, I don't know, but Danhausen, he's about to be a free agent. I read it somewhere. Danhausen needs to be picked up because Tony Khan didn't know what to do with him, and he was a CM Punk friend, so you already know what they was gonna do. You know,
And you
you
know
got
what?
you got to get up out of there.
Just to add that, I read something else. Your boy, about to be what's called it free too.
Yeah, I heard.
Isaiah
It's like
Cassidy in Private Party.
ah,
Pause.
pause.
Well, yeah, he about to be free as well.
I heard
So
the yeah private party that WWE's looking at them.
that's not a bad pickup though. Put
It's
him on
just a street pro.
SmackDown. Yep.
It's just a street profits on Raw. Put them on Raw. So you
Yeah.
can have street profits on Raw. I mean, you got private party on Raw, street profits on SmackDown. Keep them away from each other for a while.
Mm.
Have them
So
groom. Have New Day groom them.
okay, that's not a bad look. I mean, you right about that. Now here's why I agree. Now that I think about it, because you put Private Party, excuse me, on Raw, right? Raw only mainly has heels factions. So
Exactly.
bad guy factions and bad guy tag teams. So you put some new, fresh, good guys on there, especially when they dancing and all that. You gotta get the VIP ropes and all that type of stuff. Fans is gonna, gel to that and want to be just like that.
Yep. And I'm not saying as Isaiah Cassidy is as good as Montez Ford, but he is better than the other one.
Dawkins,
No. I'm talking about he's better than his teammate.
Montez Ford's teammate, right?
No, Isaiah Cassidy's teammate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's
Cause
better than him.
you see
And
we ain't say
Dawkins
his name.
and Dawkins is better than him too. So you don't want to expose them, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
put them against the New Day, put them in there against the Vikings Raiders, have people show that they can let people in the WWE universe know that they can sell. If you put them in there against the Viking Raiders, have the Viking Raiders punish them for a couple of weeks, and then they finally get the win at the pay per view, that's going to skyrocket them. Have them work with the New Day for a little bit. Have them work with
Mm-hmm.
the Judgment Day for a little bit. That would be a good look for them. Because I don't think that I mean they won the AEW Tag Team Championships one time, right?
Till they lost it to the Hurt Syndicate.
Right. So they did win it one time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they've done pretty much everything they could done in doing AEW. They should have won it at least four times by now, but they only
You
won it once.
you ain't
So
lying.
they've done everything they can do there. Have him go to WWE, get that nice little run in, man. Because people can say what they want, but the goal is probably still WWE for most wrestlers. Um, so have him get in there, have Triple H show him the ropes, and also another thing I want them to stay away from is the Wyatts, because there'll be a new team coming into the WWE. They'll get ate up in that Wyatt Six tag team turmoil thing. I don't know what's going on um, with that, but since we switching gears to WWE, the first thing I want to talk about Monday Night Raw this past week. Ooh, we 4 letters, one word. He lost. Jay Uso lost his belt to Gunta. Man, we knew Rikishi was going to be mad. Rikishi is tripping out. I don't know if he got a Legends deal or not, but if he don't got one, then man, I don't think he gonna get one. I mean, he probably ain't tripping anyway, but man, he be mad. Jay Uso losing to Gunther. King Mail, let me ask you, was it the right call?
Yes. It depends on how they're gonna do as far as the king and queen of the ring. Cause once again, as they announced, that has came back,
Yep, Jay
and
Uso.
as they stated, the winner of the king and the queen once again to have a match at SummerSlam for the title. So okay, let's just say by chance Sami Zayn wins. You don't want nobody want to see Sami Zayn versus Jay Uso, two friends going against each other. But now Sami Zayn trying to be Gunther after Jay Uso losing, that will be interesting.
Can I just? No, it won't.
Why not?
We've seen it before,
Yes, we have seen it before, but the
and
element
Gunther
of
be whooping him.
you forgot Sami Zayn took the Intercontinental Champion from him. And then we still got the element of surprise with Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank. So let's just say Sami Zayn does win that shit again. Seth Rollins go, let's just end this shit real quick.
Would you want that to happen to Sammy?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, shit. I ain't buying no tickets to seeing these ain't the world champion. And I like the dude. So him losing to Seth Rollins, that makes his character so much better because he's an underdog character. No matter how we gonna look at Sami Zayn, especially when he is a good guy, he has to be an underdog. That's the way that they presented him from the time he was in NXT all the way up to now. Every time he was a good character, he was always the underdog in every situation. So you finally becoming world champion, and then Seth Rollins take it away from you, and then now the fans got to get back reinvested into you and hope that you get the belt back.
Hmm. I get where you're going. I get where you're going. You know what? You sold me, man. You sold me. I'm sold. I kind of want that to kind of happen. And also, it's SummerSlam. If you're talking about it happening at SummerSlam, remember, there was a swerve that happened like that at SummerSlam before as well. Like you said with Daniel Bryan. Daniel
Mm-hmm.
Bryan wins. Randy Orton comes down with the money in the bank briefcase. Triple H kicks Daniel Bryan, and the rest was history. So you got a good point. But let me ask you, was Jay Uso's heavyweight title reign a good one? Or what was it? What do you rank it?
It wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad. It's actually pretty solid now that I think about it, cause I didn't expect him to have a lengthy title reign. I didn't expect him to hold the belt for a year. I didn't want to hear yeet yeet for a whole year. No, I ain't want. I ain't want to see that. So how I'm looking at it, maybe a few times as I'm looking at it. Okay, when The Rock won the title for a little bit, his first time, he had it for a couple weeks. Triple H when he first won it, he had it for a couple of weeks. Undertaker when he first won it, he had it for a couple of weeks. So I'm looking at it like that. Like it's still room for you to get back. You will probably have that reign where everybody remembers at some point in time. So it's two things about that. Everybody remembers when you first win a title, and everybody's gonna remember the best reign that you have, and they're gonna compare that, and that's gonna be a part of your legacy. So he still has a chance to get to that point. And even if he doesn't, shit, you a world champion. They can't take it from you now.
So that's what I wanted to ask you. Do you think that he gets another run?
He can,
I
especially if
not
it's
can't do that.
yes, I believe he will.
Okay.
Especially if it's the title, if it's that title, the world heavyweight champion, yeah, he can get it. But that one with the one John Cena
The
walking around
goal,
with,
yeah, no, no.
that one you gonna have to like really put in some, like when you win that champion, that means they believe in you from sun up, sun down, your character, your family character, Rakishi, Jimmy, they gonna believe in everybody. But that one right there, that was like the little test joint, and he did great with it.
Yeah, he defended it a few times, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think sometimes what I do think is sometimes they do have like throwaway runs, and I don't think this was a throwaway run. I think that he had a nice run. I think it was 51 days, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He had it for 51 days. I mean, for 51 days, he seemed like he had it lot longer to me. Um, but 51 days, yeah, he did his thing. Um, do I see him getting it back? If I'm being real, no. I think he's about to go back to being the Uso. Um, it was Jay Uso is about to be the Usos again. It ain't just gonna say just me Uso no more. It's gonna say down since day one. It's going
Nah, I
back to
ain't
that.
gonna say that. Ain't gonna... We been yeeting since day one. We been yeeting since because both of them use the yeet word now. So
Yeah, but my man, I like my man Jimmy. My man Jimmy be like,
no yeet.
Jimmy, J you just brought me to another question I have. If Jay did this, do you think there's any hope for Jimmy?
See, here's the thing. With Jimmy, he has to go through the route that Jay did, and which was okay. We'll test you out with the title before the world champion, just to see how people are reacting to you. Like, remember when Jay won the Intercontinental Champion? He only held the belt for like 2 weeks or less than a month,
Yeah.
but it was such a feel good moment that okay, we know it won't be as that feel good moment as for Jimmy, but he may have a lengthier reign so that people can care more. And then depending on how much people care, they'd be like, okay, we can put a world title on you. You may not win the Royal Rumble like your brother did, but we may
Mm.
even give you money in the bank.
Unfortunately for him, there's not too many more four letter words that are like catchy. Cause he caught on with yeet for real. Like he's probably gonna be able to yeet forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll probably be the only one that be able to yeet like forever. Like what? Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeet is now is the equivalent to that on the other side. So shouts out to Jay Uso, shouts out to Jimmy Uso, shouts out to their big cousin Joe, aka Roman, because if it wasn't for him, none of this would have happened. You talk about a great cousin. That's a great cousin right there, man. I just like want to be related. If you related to him, you get a job and a belt.
Hey, as he stated, he said if it wasn't for me, nobody would know the difference between both of y'all.
I mean, it's the truth though. If you related to Roman, you get a belt. Jacob got a belt. Jay had a belt. Jimmy gonna get a belt sooner or later. Um, Shoot, the freaking Tongas had belts. Tom and Tyler, they had the
Mm-hmm.
belts. They had belts. Like, and you know what? I want to ask you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is just a random? You're a friend of the Man Cave Sports Podcast, so I'm going to give you a 24-second shot clock. Since technically the NBA Finals are still going on. As a matter of fact, they air later from today. If you're viewing this or listening to this later on today, but this is not the sports podcast. 24 seconds. Do we need to see the Usos versus the God?
Yeah. Let's have it. Have the match. It's something that we've been talking about for years in the wrestling community. So let's have the match. Ain't no better time than right now.
I think the better time was when they first came.
I mean, yes, but then we also got them in war games. So
Somewhat, yes, yes. And see, that's where I think that. So that's what I mean by at that time period, like when they was doing the bloodline civil war. I think that me personally, I think that they could have been stretched out a little bit more, like a longer period of time.
mm-hmm.
They could have had their separate matches. Like for example, they could have set up a Sammy versus Jacob. They could have set up a solo. They did a solo versus Roman, but that's the only one they really did. They didn't do anything else involving the rest of them for real. They could have did the Usos versus God. You know, maybe at a pay per view. You know,
I mean, I see where you're going with
I,
that, but
yeah,
it
but
was also it was also a Survivor Series, right?
hmm
They could have also did. Remember, Survivor Series, sometimes we have an point system between two different factions or groups or something to that nature. So they could have been like OG Bloodline, one, winner of that match gets the point, and then the winner of the next match get the point,
yeah, yeah.
and then whoever, you know what I mean, and the tiebreaker be like Roman Reigns versus Solo or something like that.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Or they get to pick the stipulation of the solo versus Roman. Something like
Mm-hmm.
they could have. I'm with you. I think they could have. Not saying they dropped the ball, but I just think that God was way hotter when they first came in than they are now. Of course, they're injured, so you can't really say that. But yeah, 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 yeah. You know, hopefully that comes back soon. Who knows? But if you're Roman's cousin, you have a job. Just know that if you're Roman's cousin, I'm trying to find Roman. I don't know if you got any nieces and like like aunts and something like that. Try to holler, try to get in the family so I can get a job. I could
I
be like,
heard
huh?
I heard Nia Jax still available.
They don't really mess with her.
I mean, she
It
was
don't
champ.
never look like they mess with her.
They may not, but at the same time, she was a champion as well.
Yeah, but they don't acknowledge it. They acknowledge Naomi more than her. Speaking of which, ooh, we Naomi. Hey, that rhymes. Naomi. Is Naomi a first ballot Hall of Famer?
This character work depends on how long she can deliver this character, can make her a first ballot.
So she's not one right now at this moment.
Not one right now. She has done great things in the women's division, but I feel like it's still some accolades that's missing from her. Maybe she can win a women's Royal Rumble one day. That will help push towards the first ballot point. Remember, because she hasn't done much in NXT. She didn't win any titles there when she was there.
She wasn't even there that long, was she?
Nope. So she was still, I want to say it was like FCW or something, or OVW, whatever they was calling it,
Hmm.
where she didn't, it wasn't like the NXT we see now.
Right.
So, and then at the same time, to protect her, WWE didn't send her down there to mess with them other women down there to elevate the talent like they did with like Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair or somebody else when they went down there, won the title, they came back up and tried to help the brand. She wasn't able to do that. So certain stuff like that is kind of putting her out. But this character work and her winning the Money in the Bank, and I think the way that she can cash in this title on who she cashed it in can be a memorable moment. That if you start building a Hall of Fame case, that will have to be up there.
So, so you don't think she's a Hall of Famer, is what you're saying? Because I said
No,
first ballot.
no. She's a Hall of Famer, but to
Got you.
make her like first ballot,
Got you.
depending on how she cash in,
Got you.
because if we think about it, let's put it like this: if Edge never won a Royal Rumble, never main evented a WrestleMania, he would still be a first ballot because of the Money in the Bank. Because we seen the way that he cashed it in, and everybody forgot that he had it, and the way that it was done. To this day, it can never be executed the same way. Like even when somebody else cashed in, even when Seth Rollins did it at WrestleMania, that helped his case as for him being the first ballot because we can never see that done ever again.
Yeah, I definitely think she's a Hall of Famer. I think that for her, the reason why she's not a first ballot right now, as of today, is because the women's group that she came up with, she's probably gonna have to wait behind a couple of them. Although some of them are in the Hall of Fame, like the Bellas are in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of who else from that era is from the Hall of. Is Alicia Fox in the Hall of Fame?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think. Okay,
But
I'm tr-
yeah, like you stating, you got the Bellas in there. Who else was in her
AJ's
group?
gonna someday get in there.
AJ someday is gonna get in there. You know, Paige gonna someday get in there.
Yes.
So,
Then you still got the four horsewomen.
mm-hmm. She came. Her situation was tricky when she came because they had her being a Funkadactyl, which we know is a character. So they had her being that, but at the same time, like it started progressing into women becoming better wrestlers.
Yeah,
So,
she definitely came into the Divas era.
yep. So she came in at that Divas era, which people was looking at them as bathroom break matches.
Hmm.
So in the middle between that and her career, it elevated to okay, let's give these women real shots, and they were able to get real matches at WrestleMania. And on top of that, main event two WrestleManias.
And I think to your point, that what she does need to make it a first ballot, she needs that Royal Rumble win. Because she's a two-time champion, correct? We've already
Yup,
established that.
yup.
So technically, she could be in now. Um,
Mm,
but it all depends on where the women stack at the end. Because again, Sasha. You forgot about Bianca. She's also in this era too with Bianca, Rhea, and all them. So depending on when she retires, when Naomi retires, she may be stacked against a lot of women that have a lot more accolades or they may have done more. So a Royal Rumble win will go a long way for her. Because let's just say she has a successful Money in the Bank. Now, and that's another thing that maybe she may not need the Royal Rumble win because assuming because I believe every woman that's cashed in Money in the Bank has cashed in successfully. Let's say she does get her third title win. She might get in first ballot from that. You know what I mean? Because she has three. I mean, it's not saying it's a lot of women that's done that, but it's not too many women I could think of off the top of my head that are three-time women's champion. And also, like you said, it depends on who she cashes in on. If she goes over to Raw and she cashes in over EO, that may mean something more to her legacy. Who knows? Or let's just say Rhea wins it and she cashes it off of Rhea. Then what I'm saying, that really helps her career. So I like what she's doing right now. Man, on Twitter, she's hilarious. She is hilarious on Twitter, and she's doing her thing, and I like what she's doing. Uh, Speaking of which, we got two things left. I don't know which one I want to do first. You know what? Could this happen? No, actually, I'm gonna go with this first because they both happen kind of around the same time. The promo everybody been waiting for. The Punkster versus the Ultimate Cena. Ooh, were they throwing jabs? I mean, I expected nothing less from these two. Um, John Cena calls CM Punk a hypocrite. CM Punk says he sounds like him. And CM Punk then says, John Cena, you sound like CM Punk. He said he had to stop John Cena from being this monster that he is. And I mean, man, did you get to catch the promo?
I did, and seeing the roles reverse after 10 plus years, you got to think about it. Like, normally CM Punk was the bad guy. So he was the one mainly throwing the shots at John Cena because he called John Cena a Yankee. He said, "Yeah, you might be from Massachusetts or Boston, but you hate yourself because you became a New York Yankee."
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, he's throwing shots.
Yep.
So now to see him Punk coming out here, I gotta save you and save everybody because of the character that you become. It's kind of crazy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of crazy to see, but at the same time, literally, I just noticed everybody that John Cena has faced right now, either defending his title or things to that nature. Let's just talk about him. Cody Rhodes, he took the belt off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the time, when John Cena was a champion, Cody Rhodes was a bad guy. Cody Rhodes was a bad guy.
That's true.
So then you could talk about Randy Orton. All the times that he faced Randy Orton was a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Our truth, our truth was a bad guy. Remember, he was the one smoking a cigarette and stuff inside the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, he was a bad guy because he was with Roman.
Yes.
So you can put that in there. And then right now you got CM Punk, who was in 2000, I want to say it was 2011, maybe 2012. That's when Punk took the title from him and blew the kiss to the fans in Chicago
Yes.
and made a. And ever since that moment, CM Punk's career has skyrocketed and became the name that everybody couldn't stop chanting for. So all five of these guys have done something bad to John Cena, and then now they looking at John Cena like, "Hey, dog, you tripping? Like, you tripping?" This whole, but when I was a good guy, I was tripping. But I'm a bad guy, I'm still tripping. So what can I be like?
He definitely exposing wrestling fans for being hypocrites.
Like, you hated me when I was good. John Cena, so that's what y'all said when my songs are. You couldn't even, if you didn't know the words to my song, you would believe John Cena sucks.
It's
Is
the
the
words.
so it's like, and then now y'all getting mad, y'all ain't getting no Titantron, me not running to the ring, not talking to Stu, all types of stuff. Now I still suck because I ain't doing the stuff that y'all said I suck for. Like, which one is it?
Yeah. I mean, you got a very good point. You got a valid, very valid point. Here's a name that I wanted to ask you. Do you think they interact at any point during John Cena's farewell tour? AJ Styles.
Why not? Why not?
He
They
wasting
should.
up these days, man. He about to
They
be at like 10 days. He ain't about to be here for a minute.
they should do it. Shit. Here's why. Once again, AJ Styles was another bad person in a part of when John Cena's career was kind of coming to an end. And then on top of that, Cena to become a 16-time world champion beat AJ Styles.
Listen, we got Crown Jewel and SummerSlam coming up soon. And I think he got 15 more dates. We got
Shit.
about 25 more weeks left in this year. So he about to either take mean ass breaks or after SummerSlam, we ain't about to see him to Survivor Series.
I was just about to say we ain't seen him to Survivor Series.
Yeah, or something, because
My man gonna be doing his his
ain't no
conferences
way
straight from
they
Zoom.
right, ain't no way they gonna only let us see him once in December. Cause think about it. I mean, we halfway through the year right now.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. He only got 15 more dates. Appearances, he said.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got a match next week against R-Truth, which we're gonna get to right now. Great segue. R-Truth attacked this Bama not once, but twice.
That racetrack haircut.
He looked like Gucci Mane right before Gucci got locked up when he had that haircut. Kanye and Gucci Mane, the only two people I've ever seen rock that haircut.
My man cut his dreads off and said, "Oh shit, what should I go with now?" Cause I don't want.
Zigzags.
My man said, "I don't want to go bald, but I don't want to. I do want to act like some hair is missing." So you know what? He told the barber, "You know what? Just give me some lines." He got in there about the
Mm,
chick.
mm, mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Like,
That's man. Listen, what do you think about this R-Truth and John Cena feud?
I'm saying it. I say it right now, John Cena, you WWE love you. Because we can obviously tell you picking and choosing who you want to be wrestling with right now.
Right?
You picking and choosing who you want to wrestle with. Randy Orton, cool. Jimmy Uso, Cody Rhodes, okay, that makes sense. Truth, we didn't see in a million years Truth will be anywhere close to wrestling somebody on your caliber again.
Right. Edge might come back now at this point.
Yep. That's a fair point. Edge may come back. And then
Edge
that'll
might
be
be
the,
his last match.
hey, John. All right, I've been watching stuff from Toronto. I'm ready. I'm ready to tell you to stop.
He's gonna fight everybody that he was a good guy against.
Shit.
Kurt
Yeah.
Angle might come back for a little bit. Like, I mean, based on what you just said, because you made it, that's a hell of a point. Like, he got a mean list of people. He just said, "Hey, listen, I'm only working with these guys." You
Mm-hmm.
know who somebody I think that would have been on the list, and I also think they probably have had to kind of change plans around a little bit.
Cool.
Kevin Owens.
That makes sense.
I think he was going to be on the list too.
That makes sense. I mean, now that I think about it, you know what would really like piss people off is if he bring out JBL to help him win. Cause remember, JBL was walking around companies and promotions, just randomly going around clotheslining people from hell.
True.
In the main event, like their title matches, he'd just walk out, clothesline from hell. So John Cena about to lose, ref down. JBL just come out, clothesline somebody from hell, help John Cena win. And then it's like, oh damn, John Cena really sold out to corporate America because that's what type of character JBL is.
I ain't gonna hold you. You know who I kind of want to see? Because I do agree that will piss people off, but you know who will piss people off more?
Cool.
Fiend, 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 fiend. Hey, dog, I can't wait till we hear that again. Oh man, I cannot wait till we get on till we hear that again. It's gonna piss people off so much. And what if he come and do like a Hurricane Rana?
Shit, it's gonna be done to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes gonna think he got matched. Fiend. And Costco, he like, oh, you think I forgot about WrestleMania?
Because he been working out with Booker T, so you know he go, you know he not gonna come do no regular move unless he got bigger. Because no one's gonna believe that he could do any moves to anybody, unless like a Hurricane Rana or a Canadian Destroyer or something like that. But oh, before we get out of here, I just want your brief. It could be one word if you like. Your excitement level of potentially the Bellas versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
I like it.
Okay, it's time to go. Yep, time. He likes it. I didn't think he was gonna say that.
Nah, I do. Cause they were going back and forth. And Liv brought up some great points.
Yes, he did.
She did, and then uh Nikki was like, yeah, well, tell Roxanne Perez, you know, I'm glad that she taking your man and doing everything she can to you. So I was like, oh, y'all both throwing shots at each other, okay. And then Liv said, you know what? Let's test your neck out and hit her finish move on her.
Has Liv passed Nikki?
It's unfair to say, but yes. Here's why it's unfair to say. Nikki wrestled in a time where it wasn't really two women belts or three women belts or four, how many they got right now. So, because you can tell if the Bella Twins would have had the opportunity to win the women's tag team titles, they would have won them joints a long time ago.
Yeah, they would have been the
They would have
first
been the
ones.
Divas women tag team champ, whatever they
They
would have
probably
been
would have been
called.
the first ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then it's at the same time, yes, Nikki did have that almost year win with the Divas champion that folks forget Charlotte Flair ended up past surpassing when she combined her dates from the first time she was a world champion as a Divas champion and the Royal Women's champion. But yes, Nikki has a solid resume. I ain't gonna say great. It's solid because at her time it was very limited
Hmm.
for the women. So she has a solid resume, but Liv has done so much more in the women's division itself that
Yeah.
it's kind of unfair because they are from two different eras. So it's like, damn, maybe if Nikki would have had maybe the some half of the opportunity that Liv did, maybe she could have won more titles. Cause you gotta think about it. By the time Nikki Bella career was wrapping up, they had just introduced the women's Royal Rumble. Or they had just introduced the women's Money in the Bank.
So can I say this for Liv?
Mm-hmm.
We do got to remember where Liv started,
I do.
and from where she started to where she is now, that's why I give her the edge over Nikki.
So
Because
by
everything you're saying about the errors is true. I give you that, but it's not like Liv started with a skyrocket on her back.
no, she didn't. But
Yeah.
why where she started, what point are you talking about? Because I'm a huge Liv Morgan fan. So what point are you
I mean,
talking
even
about?
in NXT, she wasn't even really
Okay.
highlighted like that.
So you are exactly right. I remember her coming out in NXT being a little Jersey girl, 201. Yo, acting like she was a hip hop character and all types of stuff until now. So that's how long I've been a fan of her.
Yeah, and even when she came to the main roster, she still was in this like
The
she was in
Riot
Riot
Squad.
Squad. Like it was cool for a little bit, but she was the one in the Riot Squad that was like just the cute one.
Yeah, that was the one that everybody was just laughing at. Like you said, she was the cute one, or Blue Tongue Liv. Because every
Yeah,
time you
blue.
seen her, she had a
Exactly,
blue tongue. So it was like
exactly.
that was her. But like you stated, she stuck around. She found ways to keep evolving to become this version of Liv Morgan that we see all the time. Because remember, at one point, she was in Bobby Lashley business with Lana and Rusev. She was in there. Then she's, so that was about almost 5 years ago. Now look at her. She done become a women's champion, held it over a 2 times women's champion. She become a Money in the Bank winner. She won the title. What was that? The crown, first woman crown jewel, like as she's told Nikki Bella. So she has the potential. Like I said, she still is gonna. She did surpass Nikki Bella. I just feel like it's not fair to a degree, but at
Got
the
you.
same time, that's nobody's fault. That's just luck of the draw.
Got you. Got you. Let me end it on this with Liv. And you can, matter of fact, save this for the next show. We'll start the next show with this question. Well, not even a question. You could take it as a question, but I'm saying it as a statement. If Liv Morgan went to AEW, she would make their women's division tremendously better.
hmm
You could comment next week. Matter of fact, you guys, if you like this show so far, if you like this show today, hey man, leave your comments in the comments if you agree or disagree with anything we saying. Hey man, if you're new to this, stay true to this. Thank you for viewing this. I'm your boy Multi Man T, aka Hollywood Mike T. That is King Mail. King Mail, tell them where they can find you, man.
Email 13 on IG, Jemell Scroggins on Facebook, and man on X 613 Cookout coming soon.
Yes, sir. Hey, listen, you can find me, Coach Drip underscore Mike T on Twitter, IG, and TikTok. And you can find me on Facebook, Michael Turner, 613 Faye DMV, IG, 613 Faye on Twitter, 613 Faye, YouTube, and Facebook, man. You can find us everywhere. Each and every Sunday, you can find your main man, King Mail. Hey, listen, I'm telling you right now, my man started this a long time ago. We used to give it episode numbers, but I think for some reason, I don't know why we stopped putting the numbers out there, but he's done almost 100 of these already. And they're getting popular. So you need to start paying attention to King Mail's top 5 wrestling moments of the week, some of the best wrestling content out there. Ooh, yes, sir. Each and every Monday, you can catch us here. The Man Cave Sports Podcast is right now on vacation, but they're coming back soon. Moco Center coming back soon. Hey, like King Mel said, the summer cookout is coming out soon. Ooh, yes, sir. Hey, man, like my main man, the original host used to say, leaders ish to the professionals. Don't try this at home. Foes up, quads down, and we out. Gown.